Good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at the biweekly trading reports. I do these so that you can kind of get an idea of what areas in the market are performing well and not so well, and also some stocks to go along with that so you can get an idea of what stocks are doing well and not so well. As you can see, there are different categories. Here we have the highest and lowest performance for the week by sector and industry. Then there's best sector performance, worst sector performance, best industry performance, and worst industry performance. And then everything is weekly and monthly. And then I have the top two sectors or bottom two sectors depending on if it's in the worst or the best. Then the percentage moves and the top performers or bottom performers. Alright, well, let's get started. So if you take a look up here, the biggest increase was utilities, and that was for sector, and the biggest industry increase was internet service providers. The biggest sector decline was consumer goods, and the biggest industry decline was toys and games. These did change from last week. That means that I do two of these every week, one for Monday, one for Wednesday, and I compare the ones from Monday, so it did change from last Monday's. So here we have utilities came in as a top sector, up 1.5%, and industrial goods up 0.3%. For utilities we have NEE and AEE, and then for industrial goods we have MTW and DHI. For the month we have healthcare up 1.6%, utilities actually down 0.1%, but that was the second highest performer. And for healthcare we have NBIX and PRAN, and for utilities we have OKE and NEE. So if you take a look at worst sector performance, we have conglomerates for the week down 1.6% and consumer goods down 2.7%. For conglomerates we have MMM, and consumer goods we have MAT and WHR. For the month we have consumer goods down 6.9% and conglomerates down 6.6%. For consumer goods we have NUS and SODA. For conglomerates again MMM. For best industry performance we have internet service providers up 13.9% and residential construction up 7.6%. Top performers QIHU for internet service providers and DHI and LEN for residential construction. For the month, again internet service providers, up 16.8%, again QIHU, and then we have toy and hobby stores up 15.6%. There was no stocks that met the criteria, simply average volume, optionable and shortable, as well as the price being over $10. Then we have worst industry performance, appliances down 7.8%, and toys and games down 9.3%. For appliances we have WHR, for toys and games we have MAT and HAS. For the month we have toys and games again down 17.3%, and electronic stores down 35.3%. For toys and games we have MAT and HAS, and for electronic stores we have BBY and GME. Alright, so we'll take a look at Wednesdays now, just to compare. The biggest increase in the sector was again utilities, and industry was toy and hobby stores. The biggest decline for sector was consumer goods, and the biggest decline in industry was toys and games. For best sector performance for the week we have utilities actually down 0.3% and healthcare down 1.2%. For the week we have OKE and EQT for utilities and PRAN and ALXN for healthcare. For the month we have healthcare again up 0.9% and utilities up 0.3%. For the month we have PRAN and NBIX for healthcare, and for utilities we have OKE and EQT. For worst sector performance, we have industrial goods down 3.1% for the week, and consumer goods down 3.2%. We have BN and CNHI for industrial goods, and MAT and DF for consumer goods. For the month, we have consumer goods down 6.5% and conglomerates down 7.8%. We have NUS and SCSS for consumer goods, and for conglomerates we have MMM. For the best industry performance, we have toy and hobby stores up 4.8% for the week, and paper products up 4.3%. Toy and hobby stores, no stocks. Paper and paper products, we have FBR here. Again, for the month, we have toy and hobby stores up 15.3% and drug delivery up 14.1%. No stocks again, but for drug delivery we have ALKS and VRX. For worst industry performance, we have dairy products down 10.4% and toys and games down 11.4%. For stocks, we have DF for dairy products and MAT and HAS for toys and games. For the month, we have home furnishing stores down 18.3% and electronic stores down 35.3%. For home furnishing stores, we have BBBY and PKR, and for electronic stores, we have BBY and GME. Well, that's everything for this week. I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.